What is up? My name's Brad and this is Operation N64. For any of you that are new to the channel, in this series we're trying to build an N64 collection starting off with just £10 by using our charity shops, our car boots, our Facebook marketplace, looking for stuff for cheap that we can sell for a profit to build a game fund to buy N64 bangers. And we are back. It's another week, another episode. First thing I want to do is just apologise if the video or the picture's not very good or the lighting. Basically, we've been moving forward to the games room and we've had all the old electrics come out. So there's no electrics in here at the minute. So I've had to run an extension lead with a couple of lamps to sort of light me up so I can keep on filming these videos. So yeah, we're moving forward to the games room. There'll be an update video coming very soon, so keep your eyes peeled for all that. But anyway, let's get into this week's episode. And before we get into the game fund, just want to update you on an N64 game we picked up a couple of weeks ago. I actually called the video "Is It Fake?" and we picked up a copy of Turok Rage Wars, and the thing sort of like fell apart in my hands and I was questioning whether it was legit or not, but a lot of you reached out in the comments and told me this thing is real. It's just like maybe 7 better days, needs a bit of attention. So yeah, I ended up actually holding on to it, and here it is in its protective sleeve. I've given it a bit of TLC, put the thing back together, tried to press it and flatten it out as much as possible. So yeah, I've kept hold of this because I'm pretty happy with the condition. And now that you guys are sort of, what do you call it? What's the word? Reassured me. Sorry, my brain went then. You guys are sort of reassured me that this thing is legit. I'm going to take your word for it. I trust you guys. This thing is staying in the collection. So very happy to have this. Now let's get into the updates to the game fund. And after 2 weeks of making like one sale a week, we've made some sales. Yeah, that's right, guys. We made, not many, we made 3 sales, but 3 really, really good sales. Now, the first thing we sold was that Marvel Ultimate Alliance for the Xbox 360, the Gold Edition. We sold that for £75 plus postage. We paid £3 for that in a charity shop. What a return that is. So yeah, £75 plus postage. We also sold that Rocketeer, like still in the packaging, watch from 1991. We sold that for £29.99 plus postage. And funnily enough, they both came from the same charity shop. And then we also sold a brand new sealed copy of Splinter Cell for the OG Xbox for £19.99 plus postage. So after fees and everything, that's a grand total of this, to add to the game fund for a grand total of this. Yeah, not too shabby. Them 3 sales have definitely pushed us right up. I want to try and hold on to that cash. I'm desperate to go out and hit some new locations, some new retro game shops in search of N64 games, like in the flesh. So I want to hold on to that. So this week, our main priority is to go out and look for more stuff to increase our odds to build that game fund. So let's go. So the first thing I do, and something I always try to do, is hit the local charity shops as and when around my day-to-day. So if I'm popping to the shop and there's a charity shop nearby, I'm heading in. Just keep the consistency, hit these local charity shops as often as you can, because the stock turnover is just crazy. There's always new stuff coming in. It's all about timing and you know, making sure you're there so often that when the good stuff comes in, you have just as much of a chance of finding it as everyone else. So yeah, that's what I've done to start the week off. Hitting the locals, a couple of VHS in this one. Doctor Who one, thought my dad might be interested in it, but he's not interested in the VHS, just the DVDs. A couple of games in the one next door, a couple of DS games, nothing here worth picking up, but you know, it's a good sign because this place never really has games, so seeing games in there is always a good sign that they might get more in the future. Right, so today is dedicated game hunt day. We're going to head down to Bridgend for a change of scenery. Plus they have a CX because we have a little trade to do. Got this stuff here. This is from last week and the week before. We'll take this to CX, trade it all in. Plus we've got to post this parcel that we sold on eBay. That Marvel Ultimate Alliance. We need to send that off. So let's go. Yeah, something else I try to do is go somewhere else, change the scenery, keeps it fun, keeps it enjoyable, hitting new charity shops and stuff. But I try to hit these places every so often just to break it up. But obviously these are someone else's locals and they're hitting them all the time and they're getting all the new stuff. So when I go up there and I don't see very much, it can be disheartening. But you've got to remember that, you know, it's all about luck and timing when it comes to charity shops. And, you know, if I'm not hitting them regular enough and I'm seeing hardly anything in there, you know, it's because someone else is in there all the time. Yeah, yeah guys, so we're back in the car. Bridgend was awful, really bad. I didn't see anything, no games, no media, no toys or what I could see. Yeah, really bad. So I didn't catch much on camera at all. The saving grace for Bridgend was their CX, not so much the stock but the staff. Really friendly, really helpful. When I was trading in them games, one of them had a few scratches on, and instead of him just point blank rejecting it, which is what I'm used to, he stuck it through the resurfacer, came up good, and they took it in as trade. So that was really nice. Shout out Bridgend, CX, great staff in there. But we're going to have a little look, see where else we can go nearby, because I'm not giving up empty-handed. So let's go. And on my way to Pontypridd, I stopped at this little out-of-town shopping, and they had a charity shop there, which was mad. And it had a whole bunch of Xbox 360 games in here, all the real cheap titles really. I couldn't see anything in here worth picking up. £3 a game, but nice to see that many games. Yeah, so I've headed up to Pontypridd. I've had luck here in the past. I've only been here once before, and I found CIB Mega Drive games in a charity shop. So let's see if we have any luck this time. Let's go. So yeah, headed up to Pontypridd. Again, I've only been here once before. Actually found CIB and Mega Drive games here, and it's also where the CX that I picked up my Resident Evil 2 game from. So yeah, it was nice to get back up here. The first charity shop was promising. There was a bunch of games on the shelf. Had a little flick through, found a couple worth picking up. Had a load of PC games as well, which I am giving a bit of attention to more often these days. But yeah, a couple games on this shelf that were worth picking up. You had the Guitar Hero and a Wii Sports, so yeah, picked them up. £1 a game, not too bad. I then headed out the back. They had like a separate room, which was all just like DVDs, VHS, and books. Had a little flick through the VHS. This is a cracking film. If you guys haven't seen it, Hurricane, Denzel Washington, great film. Yeah, had a quick flick through the VHS. I'm looking for horror, and I'm looking for like cartoons or like old action movies from the 80s and 90s. And I did find one VHS that was worth picking up for me or for my collection, and it is this Army of Darkness. I then saw this cool puzzle. It's 15 quid. I think it's a puzzle. Was it a game? I can't quite remember. I just loved the cover art on it. It's old school Amazing Spider-Man. I think it was from 90. Is it 90? I can't see the date. It's there somewhere. I think it's 80s or 90s. Very, very cool artwork on that. Little box of games here hidden underneath the shelf. Nothing in here worth picking up. A few PS2 titles, all cheapy ones, no value in them. Not to say it's not worth looking. I mean, I like to collect filler PS2. If you guys have been watching the channel, I love my PS2 and I love picking up random games for it. So I will even pick up the cheap games if it's worth it. I'm not going to pay more than they're worth, but you know, I don't mind picking up games from a charity shop that I want for the collection and paying there or thereabouts their value. PS2 here, 50 quid they had on it. Yeah, I'm not touching it for 50 quid. A couple games there, nothing really though. This is actually the place I found them CIB Mega Drive games a few months ago, last year sometime. Yeah, a few random games up here. Chronicles of Narnia. A couple PS4 games, a bunch of FIFAs on the PS4 in the corner there. The Masters. But yeah, nothing worth picking up. I then was on my lunch break at work. I went to the local charity shops and I saw this little plushie here. I did consider picking it up, but for £5, I'm not touching it. That's too much for a plushie in a charity shop. They also had this Blue Ranger. This Blue Ranger figure. £2.50 again. I don't want to pay that. I don't want it that much. And then I went to another charity shop and there was a couple of games, but nothing really. I then popped in this charity shop. They normally have a good selection of games, but on this occasion they didn't. I've had a little bit of luck here in the past. I've found some pretty decent DVDs in here as well, like single DVDs and also like box sets for like 50p. Picked up the American Ninja box set in here for 50p, sold it for 20 on eBay. So yeah, not too bad. Flicking through the Blu-rays after finding some decent ones the other week. I'm giving more attention to the Blu-rays. In a box set here, they keep the box sets up on the side. There, there's Only Fools. They actually had 2 of these. 2 Only Fools and Horses box sets for 15 quid. I think they're only worth like 20, 25 quid in CX, something like that. Maybe not even that, I'm not too sure. But yeah, another one there. It's pretty mad. Pretty mad to have the same box set twice. I've never seen that before. And then I did find this Robin of Sherwood box set. Never seen it before, but that network in the top corner gave me a reason to like check it out, see if it was worth picking up. There's also this charity shop, but I'm thinking it might not be a charity shop anymore. I don't know. It might be like a second-hand shop. It doesn't advertise what charity it's raising money for, and everything in here is kind of priced up, like it's been researched, and they're pretty high price for a charity shop. So it gives me the impression that it's not. I still popped in there, check it out, see if they're not slipping on anything, any DVDs or games or anything. But it does look like they do their research and price these things up. They had a whole bunch of like Simpsons toys on the shelf, amongst other toys as well. £5 each for these key rings. Yeah, more Simpsons toys and plushies here. Again, I think they were pretty priced up, like 6 quid. And I don't want to pay that in a charity shop. Sorry, I just don't. But I'll always have a look around, just in case. There's some pretty cool stuff in here. This Jelly Baby mug, I've actually seen Connor, a Welsh pokey picker, pick this exact mug up before and sell it on eBay. They had 4 quid on it. It's just too much for me. 50p, yeah, okay, but 4 quid for a mug, I'm not doing it. Little PSP game here, £3. But yeah, like I said, guys, these prices were a little bit, but I'll leave you to finish watching the footage and I'll catch you back in the game space. See you in a bit. And we are back in the game space, and it's been a really busy week this week with work and doing work in the games room. We did manage to steal a day of dedicated game hunting. We went a little bit further afield, but it wasn't as fruitful as I'd hoped. We came away with a few bits and pieces, just not as much as you'd like, but you can't guarantee it. That's the kind of beauty or ugliness of a charity shop hunting. You can't guarantee you're going to win every time. Sometimes I find nothing for days, and then other times you just strike a lucky and you find really, really good stuff. So that's just how it goes. But we did find a few bits and pieces, so to come home not empty-handed is always a win to me. So we spent a total of £12 on stuff to try and sell or trade, so we can deduct that from the game fund. We also did a trade at CEX. We got £72.60, I think it is, so we can add that to the CEX fund. So yeah, not looking too bad at all. I also bought a random N64 game off eBay, which we'll get into shortly. But let's go through the stuff we picked up to try and sell or trade. Now, the first thing we found this week was a pair of skating boots, or ice skates if you like. These are adjustable ice skates, UK size 2 to 3.5. Now this is proper out of my comfort zone. I've never picked up anything like this before. I've sold shoes maybe once or twice on eBay and clothes now and then, but something like this is a bit different. But I couldn't leave them behind. They were so clean. I'll put them out now. So here they are. They look like they've only been worn a handful of times. A few little scuffs here. We'll clean it up, see if we can bring that up nice. But yeah, these things were too clean, I think, to leave behind. Paid a fiver for them. They're from a brand called B Square. I did check on eBay, and I think the last pair sold for like £30–35. So from a fiver, I thought my money was safe. Even if I get like 20 quid for them plus postage, I'd be very happy. Everything's there. It's got its own bag. It's got the tool to adjust it. And the other one is just as clean as this. So very happy to find these. A little bit of an experiment for me, but fingers crossed we can sell these and make a little bit of profit. And from the same charity shop, I found a couple of DVDs. Now, these were really nostalgic. You'll see why in a second. And in the same charity shop, we found a couple of DVDs, and these are a little bit odd. I checked on eBay, and they sell for a couple of quid. There's definitely a market for this sort of thing, but they were so nostalgic. It brought back like mad memories of like this sort of scene back in the day. But these are like old school, like skating, sort of like home videos. Do you remember when people were like taking out the old camcorders, recording themselves doing tricks and like silly stuff, and the old Jackass era and that sort of thing? That there's a dude there with a condom on his head. Now this is called Out There. It's like it looks like it's like fan made or something. I don't really know. And this one's got a really cool cover. I love the cover art on it. It's called Subject to Change, a film about skateboarding from an Osiris, I think it is. Osiris Presents. Yeah, man. I don't know what it is. I might throw up some footage now of this sort of thing. But if you guys were born, grew up the same sort of era as me, this was like the thing to do, man. Get the old camcorder out, record like some sick like skating tricks and like fails, and boys jumping from like car parks into trees and stuff, copying Jackass even though they told you not to. Of course we were doing it. But yeah, these were so I don't know, just rang so much nostalgia in me. I couldn't leave them behind. I think there's a couple of quid in them. I might watch them. They might be awful. I might not be able to get through them. I might hate them, but they just brought back so much nostalgia for me. Just a couple of games we picked up this week, and they're Wii games. Now, the first one is this Guitar Hero 5 for the Wii, complete. Now, I didn't realise, but this trades in, I think, for £5 a CEX. I'm sure I've overlooked this a few times. So, yeah, £5 trade in there. I paid £1 for it. And the other one is this Wii Sports in the cardboard sleeve. I can't remember how much this is trading in for now, but if I see a Wii Sports and it's £1, I'm picking it up all day long. And the last thing we picked up is this DVD box set. Now, I actually found this at a charity shop when I was on my lunch break in one of the local charity shops. And that box set is Robin of Sherwood by Richard Carpenter. This is the complete series. I paid £4 for it. And CEX sell this for £25. They give you £12 trade-in. But I might try and sell this on eBay because that's quite a drop between the sale price and the trading price. So I might try and get a bit more for it. We will see. But yeah, if you guys aren't aware, you need to be looking out for this network up here in the top corner. If you see that, always check them. They're not always guaranteed to have value, but a lot of these DVDs with that network in the top there have some decent value. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I didn't know about it. I think it was Mitch at Retro Rummage brought it to my attention. So now anytime I see this, I'm pulling it down, I'm having a look, and I'm making sure that I'm not walking away from potential money or credit. So yeah, great little find this one, especially when it was on the spur of a moment. But yeah, £4 into potentially £25. Not too bad at all. And we also picked up a couple of bits for the collection. The first thing we picked up is this Dungeons and Dragons. This is volume 3. Now, I'd love the box set, but the box set I think is quite expensive for a DVD box set. Yeah, so if you do find that in the wild, you're onto a winner. But yeah, I picked it up. I saw it as 50p. I'm picking up the Robin of Sherwood DVDs as well. And I thought, why not? I'll pick it up. I do love this old Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. And the next thing we picked up is this Army of Darkness, the Medieval Dead VHS. Love the cover art on this. This is the third movie in the Evil Dead series. I remember this one more than the other two. I remember having this on DVD, I think it was, one Christmas. Random. Knew nothing about it at the time. And I remember sticking it in and thinking, this thing's mad. I actually really like this. You just take them back in time, I believe, to like Knights of the Round Table sort of era. I believe that's what happens, if I remember correctly. I might throw some footage up. Army of Darkness. Had to pick it up. Very cool cover art. It's going to look great in the VHS collection. Right, guys, so let's get into this parcel I've received. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'll sit in front of the TV on eBay, right? And I'll just flip through stuff and throw offers out. And I threw an offer out on this game, and I didn't expect to win it because it was considerably lower than what he was asking for. And he accepted it, and I won it, and I ended up, buying it, and they sent it to me, and here it is. So I paid £20 for this. I'm not very happy already with how it's been packaged. If you guys haven't guessed already, there's an N64 game in here. And as you can see, this thing has no real bubble wrap or anything on it. It feels quite hard, so I'm assuming it's in a protective case. I'm hoping it is anyway, otherwise it's going to be squashed to hell. So let's get into it. You know what? It's not. It's not in a protective case. And for somehow it has managed to hold its integrity pretty well, looking at it. And that game is Buck Bumble. Take on the role of a cyborg bee who battles mutant insectoids, in this flying shoot-'em-up featuring complete freedom of movement in a totally 3D world. Wow, advance through 20 challenging missions for a truly progressive gameplay experience. Let yourself be transformed to another dimension as you view the world from a tiny insect's perspective. Includes multiplayer deathmatches, a soccer option, that sounds cool, and over 10 killer weapons. Rumble Pack compatible. So let's take a closer look inside. I know it's all there, I know it's complete because I wouldn't have bought it otherwise or put an offer in. Let's have a look anyway. So we've got the cartridge there, clean cartridge. I actually had this car only, I think I said that already. Really nice manual, very good condition manual. Instruction booklet. So yeah, very happy with that actually, considering. Paid £20 for it. It's a £40 game in CX, and it's definitely something I want to have a go at. So there it is in its protective box, looking pretty fantastic. I'm actually really happy I picked this up now. A little bit worried when it first arrived with no packaging and stuff, but it's in pretty good nick to be fair, and for half the price you can't complain. So yeah, great to add this to the collection. So yeah guys, I'm very happy we're still picking up N64 games. Feels like a little while since we picked up one off the list, but we will get them. I'm not going to give up until I do, and if we're still building a game fund, it will be nice to know that we've got the money there should one of these come up, come available, or I see one that I can pick up. We're going to have the funds available. That's what I want. I don't want to be in a position where one of them comes up for availability. One of them comes up and I can buy it, but my funds aren't there. So yeah, just keep building that game fund. Keep trying to sell stuff, and when they come up, we'll snap them up if we can. So that's the plan. Yeah, I hope you guys are still enjoying this series. As always, let me know by smashing that like button. I really appreciate it. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, be rad, stay rad, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.